Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this look right here for you guys. Today I used the lovely Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette to create this look. I hope that you guys enjoy it. And if you did, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button now if you haven't already. If you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I did already prime my lids, so we can just go ahead and set them. And today I am using the beautiful Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, if I can grab it. This palette right here. It always has such pretty packaging. I love her packaging. So I'm just going to incorporate these lovely shades. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and set my lids with this shade right here. This is the shade Bay. It's just a nice yellow toned shade, perfect for setting the lid. So I'm just going to set that primer on my lid, in the crease, and all the way up to the brow bone. I'm going to put extra powder kind of in the crease since that's where I do the majority of the blending anyway. So for my first transition shade, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, just a lovely neutral brown shade. Just going to pick that up with my fluffy brush right here. This is the Morphe R37. I'm going to put this into the crease, not being super precise, just back and forth windshield wiper motions. And once there's no more product left on my brush, I'm just going to blend it in circular motions upward and outward. So for the second shade, I'm going to jump in with this one right here. This is the shade Henna, and I'm going to use my M518 brush from Morphe to do that. Tap off the excess and just put that in the crease here. This is still a pretty big fluffy brush, not as fluffy as the one we just used, but it's still pretty large, so I'm not being crazy precise with this either. I just don't want it to be as blown out as the first shade we used. So next I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and this is the shade Bossy. It's almost like a dark taupey type color, but I really like it. I haven't used it before. And I'm going to pick it up on this really large pencil brush. This is from Morphe also. It's the E17. So I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to put this right into the crease. So feel like where your socket is and just put it right in there. And this brush is going to help us do that because it's really dense, so it gives us more control of where this product is going to go. It's almost like we're carving out the crease with this shade. I guess kind of like a cut crease type feel. And I'm winging it out just a tiny bit. I wouldn't even say I'm winging it out. I'm just following where that bone is. I'm literally putting it right underneath my brow bone here. I'm actually going to mix these two shades together, those first two shades that we used, and I'm going to mix those together and just put those almost to help blend it out a little bit so it's not super harsh. Just to help blend it, do some buffing, some circular motions, all that good stuff. So I don't want it to be super dark and muddy or anything, but if it does get super dark or muddy, you can always clean it up with whenever we highlight the brow bone. Alright, and next for the lid shade, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This shade is seriously, I don't know why, but this shade just like calls to me out of all the shades in the palette. This is the shade Dubai, and I've just never, this isn't a shade that's done a lot, so I think that's why. I'll just like swatch it here for you. First of all, it's like insanely pigmented, but it's like almost like a deep gold, but like I don't know how to describe it, but I just really like it. Finger, but it might do all right. Okay, so now I'm going to define that crease even more. I'm going to pick up the black shade in the palette, Black Truffle, and I'm going to pick up this little brush right here, and this brush is perfect for cut creases. It's just perfect. Like the brush we used earlier, that large pencil brush, is good for something thicker, but this is going to make the perfect thin line that you want to make for a cut crease. So I'm just going to pick up that black shade in the palette, and I'm going to go right in between the lid shade and that taupey shade we had put in earlier, that shade Bossy. So almost creating a little bit of a winged out effect, not a super harsh line when I do this, not as deep of a black as I'm doing in the crease. Just kind of let it fan out and fade out here. So now I'm going to go back in with that M518, and I'm not going to add any additional product to it, just whatever's left on the brush. Just going to lightly buff out any harsh edges that we have going on here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do some wing liner. And I'm going to use my Ico Skinny Liquid Black Liner. It's got a felt tip, which is the way I like to apply my black liners. I think it's really easy. So I'm going to try to get this on camera this time, because I know I never do. But that's just because I have to be like this close to my mirror to apply wing liner. So I am going to see if I can. So if I do not, then I am sorry. So now that my liner is done, I'm going to create kind of like a smoky effect with the outer corner here. So I'm going to go back in with that black shade, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little liner brush here. This is from Luxie. It's the 215. It's just a small little angled brush. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of that black shade, and I'm going to start where the wing is. I'm not going to touch the wing. I'm going to try not to touch the wing, and I'm going to try to just start where the wing meets the shadow. And I'm going to almost flick the black inward with a really light hand. I'm not trying to press or make a mess or anything like that. Just with a really light hand, just kind of flick the shadow. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and apply some mascara. Today I'm using my Urban Decay Perversion mascara, and this stuff really does make your lashes look bigger, more voluminous, adds length, black as can be. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and apply some falsies off camera real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so now that lashes are done, I'm going to go ahead and start on the rest of the face before I finish the eyes. Now I did already have foundation on and a little bit of some liquid highlight mixed in there for just some glowy skin. So I'm going to go ahead and skip foundation since it's already on, so just go ahead and go on for concealing and highlighting. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me concealer to highlight under the eyes and hopefully get rid of some of these dark circles. Get into the nose a little bit there too, since I've got some redness there. Highlight the nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and the forehead. Grab my Morphe E8 brush to go ahead and blend all of that out. Alright, and so none of that creases, I'm going to go ahead and grab my RCMA No Color Powder and my Morphe E4 brush to set that, especially the under eyes. I'm just going to go ahead and set, move my mirror, go ahead and set the rest of the face with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. Just going to tap that into the skin for the most part, just so I don't disturb the foundation too much. I'm going to go ahead and use my Urban Decay Beached Bronzer. This is probably my favorite bronzer. I just really love how warm toned it is. It's my kind of bronzer. I'm going to use the Morphe R2 brush to do that. I didn't like the way that brush applied it, so I'm going to go with my Morphe, the M527, to do that. I want to like that brush so bad because it's really nice and I have it. It's pretty. It's got like rose gold and black packaging, so I really want to like it, but I just don't. So I get the temples of the forehead into the hairline. You always want to make sure you blend it into the hairline so it looks a little bit more natural. Obviously, there's not much going on natural about this look, but you know, I still want it to look a little natural. I'm going to go in with my contour brush from Tweezerman and dip into my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. Just to chisel out those cheekbones. Just getting into the hairline for the most part. That's a lie, I'm just getting most of it, to be honest, but I do want to focus it on the hairline the most. So I'm just going to do my brows real quick. I'm going to keep them pretty natural for the most part. I'm just going to fill in some sparse areas. It's just kind of how I've been liking it lately, and so I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer in the shade Dark Brown. I'm actually going to blend together these two shades here, Sandalwood and Henna, and I'm going to use that on this little pencil brush here. This is the Morphe E18, and I'm just going to blend that all over the lower lash line. And I'm going to bring it down pretty low because I want a nice smoked out look. Alright, so I'm going to go in with an even smaller pencil brush. This is the E36 from Morphe, and I'm going to go in with that shade, that little taupey shade, that shade Bossy, and I'm going to focus this closer to the lash line, not blown out like the first two shades that we did. I just want to keep the darkest shades as to the lash line as possible. So now I'm going to grab that liner that we used earlier from Ico, and I'm actually going to use this to line the waterline. So I'm going to create this cat eye effect, just this inner wing. So what I'm going to do to make it easy and way more forgiving if you mess up at all, I'm going to grab a little angle brush and dip into that black shadow. I'm going to use this black shadow to just kind of trace it out. And so if I mess up, it's a lot easier to get rid of this black shadow than it would be to get rid of this, because this ain't going nowhere. Just kind of like that, the liner, and I'm going to follow that as well as I can and without making a mess. Alright, and now I am going to fill in the little triangle with the liner, make it all black. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with that small pencil brush, the E36. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the black and put that close to the lash line. So now I'm going to coat the lower lashes with some mascara. I'm going to use that same one, the Perversion mascara from Urban Decay. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and do some highlighting. I'm just going to grab this little brush right here from Morphe's, the M213, and I'm going to dip into this shade here from the palette. This is the shade Moon Dust. It's kind of like their shimmery highlighting shade, so we will try it out, see if we like it. And I'm going to hit the top of the brow bone here. Kind of like it. And this is going to give us the illusion of a more lifted brow, as well as clean up any of that shadow that got maybe, you know, went too high up in the crease or got messy or anything like that. It'll help to clean it up a bit. And I'm also just going to use a tiny bit of this to, I'm just going to like almost line that little liner cat eye thing here. Line the corner of it just so it makes it pop a little bit more. Yeah. And then I'm going to go in with my highlighting brush. This is from Morphe as well. This is the M510. And dip into that same highlighting shade. Highlight, that's pretty. The cheekbones here. Light the nose. I'm just going to bring this around. Just like a little C shape here. Also going to get a little bit to highlight the chin. Now to finish off the look, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this liquid lipstick right here. This is from ColourPop. It's one of their Ultra Matte Lips. This is in the shade Tool. Okay, and this is the finished look. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun creating this look for you, something a little different, something a little more bold, a little more out of the box. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. And yeah, so any questions, comments, anything like that, make sure you leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you think. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! And then it is this. Oh my god, you're kidding. The shade is pretty. I feel it. So I'm going to use this little pencil brush here. It's not a pencil brush. And so I'm going to use an Morphe. Oh yeah.